Okay, so you're thinking about a pretty intense career change, huh?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Trading in that desk job for a hard hat
Yeah.
and heading underground as a mine rescue officer.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
not your average career move.
No kidding.
You've sent over a ton of info from RoleCatcher.com, and it seems like they've got everything from a career guide to interview tips.
The works.
Yeah. So let's dive into this deep dive
I like that.
and see what it really takes to be the hero rushing in when everyone else is trying to get out.
Well, what I find incredible about this line of work is that it's not just about being fearless, right?
Yeah.
It's about being multi-talented. You're a rescuer, you're a leader, you're a strategist, a tech whiz all rolled into one.
It's like the ultimate test
It is.
of your physical and mental limits.
Yeah.
The role catcher guide mentions needing to make split-second decisions in really high-pressure situations.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine trying to think clearly when you're underground in the dark with lives on the line?
Yeah, it takes a special kind of person for sure. It's about staying calm amidst that chaos, knowing when to take charge and when to trust your team's expertise.
Right.
And speaking of the team, right? Communication is key. You've got to coordinate with everyone from the miners who know those tunnels like the back of their hand
Oh, yeah.
to the emergency responders above ground.
It's like this giant puzzle,
Yeah.
but instead of pieces, you're dealing with people and equipment and ever-changing conditions.
In danger.
And don't forget the emotional toll this job takes.
Oh, yeah.
RoleCatcher doesn't sugarcoat it at all.
No.
Witnessing mining accidents and dealing with the aftermath, that's heavy stuff.
It is. You're facing that danger head on, but you're also carrying the weight of responsibility for other people's lives. It takes incredible strength, not just to do the job, but to process it all afterwards.
Which makes me wonder, what kind of support systems do these heroes have in place?
Right.
Maybe we'll dig into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But first, let's talk about how RoleCatcher can help you prepare for this intense career. They've got everything from interview prep to detailed breakdowns of what it takes to climb the ranks.
Yeah, and they highlight the importance of real-world experience, volunteering with your local fire department, getting certified in first aid CPR, becoming a hazardous materials technician.
All those things.
Yeah, all pathways into the field.
It's like they've mapped out a choose-your-own-adventure to becoming a mine rescue officer.
It is.
They even have AI that analyzes job descriptions and helps you tailor your CV so you can say goodbye to those generic applications.
Yeah.
And hello to standing out from the crowd. But it's not a one-and-done deal.
Right.
RoleCatcher really stresses the need for constant learning.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that so crucial in this field?
Because mine rescue isn't stuck in the past. Think about it. We've got drones and remote sensors being used underground these days.
Wow.
It's about embracing new tech to save lives.
Yeah, I bet knowing how to operate a drone in a collapsed mine shaft is a tad more intense than using one to take aerial photos on vacation.
Well, I would say so.
So you're not just a rescuer. You're becoming a bit of a tech guru, too.
Exactly. And that commitment to continuous learning shows potential employers that you're adaptable, resourceful, and ready to tackle whatever challenges come your way.
Okay, so we've established this isn't your average 9-to-5 job.
Not at all.
But what does a typical day in the life of a mine rescue officer actually look like? I know you're itching to find out.
I am.
And luckily, RoleCatcher breaks it down into 3 distinct stages.
Okay.
Entry level, junior, and senior.
Nice.
Kind of like leveling up in a video game,
I like it.
but with much higher stakes.
For sure.
And to make it even more real, they've included example profiles of hypothetical officers at each level. It's like taking a sneak peek into the future, right?
It is.
So let's start at the beginning. You're fresh out of training, eager to prove yourself. What can you expect as an entry-level mine rescue officer?
Well, at the entry level, it's less about, being thrown into the fire right away
Right.
and more about learning from the veterans. Think of it as an apprenticeship
Okay,
where you're soaking up knowledge like a sponge.
I like it.
You'll be assisting with coordinating rescue operations, but more importantly, you'll be participating in those intense training exercises and drills.
Those simulations where they like recreate cave-ins and other disasters.
Exactly.
I bet those are intense.
Intense is an understatement.
Really?
Yeah, it's all about building that muscle memory and mental fortitude to react effectively in a real emergency. Imagine being in a confined space, the air is thick with dust, and you have to think clearly, use your equipment flawlessly, and work as a team to get everyone out safely.
It's like a high-pressure job interview every single day.
Pretty much.
But it makes sense because you need to know those procedures like the back of your hand before you ever face a real crisis.
Absolutely.
All right.
And every mine has its own, quirks and layouts,
Yeah.
different potential hazards. You'll be learning the ins and outs of your specific environment, understanding how everything connects and where those risks are hiding.
Right. And amidst all the adrenaline pumping action,
Yeah.
you're also responsible for the less glamorous but equally vital tasks.
Oh, absolutely. Maintaining and inspecting the rescue equipment,
Right?
because a faulty oxygen tank is the last thing you need during a crisis.
For sure.
You might also assist with things like risk assessments and safety inspections. Remember those drones we talked about?
Yeah.
You could be part of the team piloting those, checking for structural damage or gas leaks.
So you're like a mine safety detective,
There you go.
searching for clues to prevent those disasters before they even happen.
Exactly.
I like that RoleCatcher's example profile for this stage paints a picture of someone who's already got some rescue experience under their belt,
Okay.
maybe from volunteering with a fire department. They're all about safety protocols and eager to learn everything they can.
It's about showing that you're not just, adventurous,
Right.
but responsible and committed to this path.
Yeah.
But the learning doesn't stop there. As you gain experience, you'll climb the ranks, taking on more responsibility and leadership. Let's talk about what it means to be a junior mine rescue officer.
Okay, so you've put in your time, the ropes. What's the biggest leap someone needs to make, both in terms of skills and mindset,
Okay.
to transition from entry level to leading a team as a junior officer?
It's a shift from following to leading.
Yeah.
You're not just assisting with rescue operations anymore. You're often the one calling the shots. That means conducting those risk assessments we talked about, but now you're also developing the emergency response plans.
So instead of just reacting to a crisis, you're planning for every possible scenario.
Exactly. You're thinking strategically, anticipating potential dangers, and coming up with creative solutions to mitigate those risks.
Wow.
And here's the kicker. You're also responsible for training and mentoring those entry-level officers, passing on your hard-earned wisdom.
Talk about pressure.
Yeah.
Now, you're not just responsible for your own actions, but for the readiness of your entire team.
And their well-being, too. Imagine a new recruit facing their first real emergency.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking to you for guidance, for reassurance. It takes a special kind of leader to inspire confidence in those moments, to make those split-second decisions that could mean the difference between life and death.
It's like being a coach, a mentor, and a field general, all rolled into one.
That's a great way to put it. And let's not forget, you're still very much in the thick of it. Leading rescue teams during actual emergencies, providing support and investigating incidents and accidents. It's a constant learning curve, building on your experience and honing your instincts.
So how does RoleCatcher's example profile for a junior officer reflect these kind of elevated responsibilities?
They highlight someone who's successfully coordinated rescue operations in the past, someone who's proactive in identifying and mitigating risks. And they emphasize advanced certifications, like advanced mine rescue and hazardous materials handling.
So it's like saying, hey, I'm not just here to punch the clock.
Right.
I'm dedicated to mastering this profession and becoming the best possible leader I can be.
Precisely. It's about setting a high bar for yourself and demonstrating a commitment to continuous improvement.
Okay, so we've climbed from entry level to junior officer.
Yeah.
Now let's ascend to the peak of this career mountain, the senior mine rescue officer.
Ooh.
This is where you become the wise sage, the ultimate authority on all things mine rescue, right?
Absolutely. This is where your years of experience, your leadership skills, your deep understanding of mine safety, it all comes together.
Yeah.
But it's not just about authority, right? It's about responsibility on a whole new level.
Because now you're not just leading a team, you're overseeing entire rescue operations, multiple teams, maybe even across different mine sites.
Right.
What does that actually look like in practical terms?
Well, you're basically the architect of safety for the whole shebang.
Wow.
You're developing emergency response strategies, making sure everyone knows their role in a crisis and that all the equipment is in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
Think of it like this. If the mine was a ship,
Okay.
you'd be the captain,
Got it.
responsible for keeping everyone on board safe and sound.
And just like a captain, you're not just giving orders from a comfy chair.
No way, you're still heavily involved in the training and mentoring of those junior officers. Remember, you're not just overseeing today's rescue operations.
Right.
You're shaping the future leaders of this field. You're passing down your expertise, making sure they're ready to step up when the time comes.
So you're a mentor, a leader, a strategist. Is there anything this job doesn't involve?
Well, it also involves a healthy dose of paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
Remember RoleCatcher's emphasis on safety audits and compliance.
I do.
As a senior officer, you're the one making sure the mine is operating by the book, meeting all the safety regulations and minimizing risks wherever possible.
Because one oversight, one missed detail that could have devastating consequences.
Exactly.
A lot of weight on your shoulders.
It is, but it's also what makes this job so rewarding.
Yeah.
Knowing you're making a real difference, not just by responding to emergencies,
Right.
but by preventing them in the first place.
I like that.
And when an incident does occur, your years of experience are invaluable. You're the one providing expert advice during investigations, helping to piece together what went wrong and how to prevent it from happening again.
So even in the aftermath of a crisis, you're still playing a vital role,
Yes.
ensuring that everyone learns from the experience and that the mine becomes an even safer place to work.
Precisely. And it's not just about what happens underground. At this level, you're often collaborating with external agencies, coordinating resources, and sharing knowledge during those large-scale rescue operations.
So it's teamwork on a whole new
A
level.
whole new level.
I like how RoleCatcher's example profile for a senior officer really drives that point home. They describe someone who's not only a mine rescue expert, but also a skilled communicator, a diplomat, and a natural leader.
It's a lot.
It is.
And they highlight those top-tier certifications like Advanced Mine Rescue Instructor and Incident Command System. It's about demonstrating a mastery of the field and a commitment to staying ahead of the curve.
Because as technology evolves, so too will the challenges and possibilities of mine rescue.
For sure.
Imagine what the future holds. We've already got drones and sensors. What's next? Robotic rescuers.
Right.
Predictive AI that can anticipate cave-ins before they happen.
The possibilities are incredibly exciting.
Right.
And a bit daunting, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to something we touched on earlier, the emotional toll this job takes. It takes a special kind of person to face danger day in and day out, to witness the aftermath of accidents, and to carry the weight of responsibility for other people's lives.
And that's something RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from.
No, they don't.
They acknowledge the mental and emotional demands of this career.
They do. And while they don't necessarily offer a step-by-step guide to emotional resilience, they consistently emphasize the importance of teamwork and communication. Those strong bonds you forge with your fellow officers, those become your lifeline, your support system, both underground and above ground.
It's about knowing you're not alone, that you have people, you can lean on people who understand what you're going through.
Exactly. And I think it's safe to say that mining companies are increasingly recognizing the importance of mental health resources for their employees, especially those in high-stress roles like mine rescue.
Because taking care of your mental well-being is just as important as knowing how to operate a breathing apparatus or rappel down a mine shaft.
Couldn't agree more. It's all connected.
So to wrap things up, it's clear that becoming a mine rescue officer isn't for the faint of heart. It's a demanding, often dangerous, and deeply emotional journey. But it's also a path filled with purpose, camaraderie, and the satisfaction of knowing you're making a real difference in the world.
Well said. And thanks to resources like RoleCatcher, anyone considering this career has a wealth of information at their fingertips. They can explore the different stages, learn about the required skills, and even get a glimpse into the daily realities of this extraordinary profession.
Exactly. You've done your due diligence, you've listened to our deep dive. Now it's time to ask yourself the big question.
The big one.
Do you have what it takes to join the ranks of these underground heroes? And if the answer is yes, then dive in headfirst.
Go for it.
We're rooting for you.
That's a wrap on our exploration of the world of mine rescue officers. Until next time, stay curious.